Hi guys, my name is Maya and I'm from Jordan. I have two sisters who are a couple of years older than me. They both have blonde hair, blue eyes, and fair skin, while my eyes are black like my curly hair. My sisters thought they were prettier than me and they made sure I never forgot that. Once when I was in kindergarten, I came home to show everyone the family tree I'd made. My oldest sister, Layla, the meanest girl on earth, snatched the card from me and said, "Aw, you drew this? I can't deny it's beautiful, but I think you missed something." And with that, she colored my face with a black crayon. "See? Now it looks better." She threw the card at me and left laughing with my other sister, Selma. I cried, but Mom hugged me tight. "Oh, Maya, ignore your sisters. They're jealous of your beauty." Mom always cheered me up, but I realized she was lying when I was 8 and some guests came to visit. One of the women said to my mom, "Your daughters are pretty, but this youngest one is quite unlucky. I doubt she'll ever get married. Oh well, she can take care of you and your husband in your old age." I think Maya is special in her own way. And then Selma spoke up. "Mom, she is ugly. Just face it. Stop being stupid and shut up already. Don't talk to Mom like that, you witch." I pounced on her and bit her arm so hard it swelled up. She had to put on a bandage for a week. As if my sisters weren't awful enough, Dad was a jerk too. He didn't love Mom at all. He was only with her because she was rich. He thought I was ugly too and always blamed Mom for giving me her genes. Since I was Mom's favorite, she did her best to make up for the rest of my terrible family. When I was only in the 7th grade, I had a big closet full of the fanciest clothes and makeup brands. I liked that, but what I really wanted the most was to join an international school in the capital city. Mom said we'd move, but my sisters threw a huge tantrum when they found out. Why would we leave our amazing lives and friends and go live somewhere else? It's not our fault that Mia is ugly and no one likes her here. Mom, Mia is worthless. She would be more useful if we used her as our broom. Her ugly curly hair is perfect for that. The two witches started laughing like maniacs. Just then, Dad walked in and shouted,
"Listen, woman, if you decide to move out, you can consider yourself divorced."
"Mom, that's amazing." Mom smiled at me and decided to leave. And Dad did divorce Mom. My sisters had no choice but to come with us. And now they hated me even more. My birthday usually fell on the first day of school and Mom would always throw a huge party. But this time, I told her that I didn't want to celebrate my birthday anymore. Why would someone celebrate losing a year of their life? To celebrate getting older? That's just weird. Baby, why are you saying this? I see celebrating a birthday as being grateful for living another year. Listen, why don't we just celebrate it at school? I'll give all the kids fancy presents and they'll like you from the first day. No, Mom, I don't want to buy anyone's love. I just want people to love me for who I am. Well, the new school wasn't a lot better than home. On my first day, I met a girl named Noor. She was a redhead and her beauty was unique. When I entered the classroom, she stared at me from head to toe, then said, "Ooh, attention everyone. We have a new baby here, but we all know our classroom only has pretty girls with fair faces and light hair. What are we going to do with this ugly duckling?" The room fell silent and everyone was staring at me. Suddenly, I just snapped and started screaming, "Shut up! Shut up! You and everyone here, just shut up! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! You shallow people!" Everyone looked shocked and they started whispering. Just then, my sister showed up from behind me. "Oh, excuse her. She's our sister, but she has some issues. We are so sorry for her bad manners." With that, they pushed me aside and introduced themselves to Noor and started taking selfies with her. Ugh, these horrible creatures. It was obvious that this Noor ruled the school, and I knew after my outburst, she wouldn't leave me alone. But to my surprise, she did leave me alone. I was the invisible girl. No one dared to talk to me or sit next to me because they knew Noor would be mad. Things went on like that for weeks, until one day a couple of boys sat next to me at lunch. "Hey, listen, I'm speaking on behalf of all the boys in the school. We all think you're very pretty." "What? Are you making fun of me?" "Why would we? Those big black eyes, this long curly hair, and that tanned, flawless skin.
God, I really wish Noor wasn't around. You're so pretty, Maya.
Oh, so you're man enough to confess your feelings, but only when Noor isn't around. You're like scared mice in front of her. Just go away and leave me alone.
Told you. She's not only pretty, she's brave too. And always speaks her mind. Man, I think I'm falling in love.
Just then, Noor passed by and the boys ran off like little baby rabbits. Later that day, when I walked past the bathroom, I heard some girls scream whispering and cursing. I opened the door and found Noor and Layla pushing another small girl who was screaming in fright. I immediately pushed Noor aside. What are you doing? Stop this. Oh, look who's here. And what are you gonna do about it? Touch her again and I will hurt you. Oh, really, Robin Hood? Watch this. And then she pushed the small girl again. I was about to attack her when Layla jumped in and the two pinned me against the wall. Just leave before you regret coming to this school. They let me go and I ran away, straight to the principal's office. If they thought I'd let them get away with being bullies, they were so wrong. And I was so happy when Noor and Layla got suspended for 2 weeks. Layla and I didn't talk at home, and I didn't tell Mom about anything. One day during lunch, the cute boy from the other day came to me and announced in front of everyone,
I think you're right. I can't be scared forever. I like you, Maya. Can we be friends?
Just then Noor came running to us screaming, heck no! Suddenly she attacked me and then she ripped my t-shirt so that everyone could see the burn scars on my stomach. I got these scars when I was 3 and I'd never told a soul about them. Everyone, just look at her. She's a freak. Why would you want to be with someone like her when you could have a perfect girl like me? The boys were staring at my stomach, speechless, and so was everyone else. I was shocked. Of course, only my sisters could have told Noor about my scars. Angry tears started rolling down my cheeks. Oh, look at this crybaby. Not only do you have an ugly face, it's just that everything is so ugly about you. Just stay home and say goodbye to high school. And you, say goodbye to your shiny, smooth, red hair. And with that, I jumped on her and started tearing her hair out. She started screaming and crying until some of the students and teachers pulled me away. The principal demanded that I come to her office, but I pushed her away and ran out of the school. Mom was furious when she heard the whole thing. She said she wanted to come to the school. I said no and tried to convince her to stay home. But the next day, Mom turned up at school. The moment she saw Noor, she started walking towards her angrily to shout at her. But just then, Layla pushed Mom away and she fell on the ground. Don't you dare touch my friend. Instead of coming to school to embarrass yourself, stay home and discipline your little Maya. She's a monster, not a sister. I couldn't take it anymore. I jumped on Layla to attack her. Suddenly, Selma came running too, and I knew I was about to get my butt kicked. But to my shock, she slapped Layla and pushed her away from me. Then she helped Mom get up, and I couldn't believe my eyes. Did Selma just defend me and Mom? That's enough, Layla. I would never choose a stranger over my family, especially a jerk like Noor. She promised to keep Maya's scars a secret, and look what she did yesterday. And that's why I'm ending my stupid friendship with her and you, Layla. Layla looked furious. She took Noor's hand and they both stormed off. Later that evening, I barged into Layla and Selma's room to get something off my chest. I just came here to say, you two have mocked me and bullied me all my life, but to tell my biggest secret to someone like Noor and let her humiliate me in front of everyone, that's really low, even for you. And I'm done with you guys for good. But Maya, I'm on your side. I'm not dumb, Selma. I only know you defended me and Mom because you probably got into some dumb fight with Layla and wanted to tease her. Just then, Selma started to cry and got down on her knees. I swear I've changed. Maya, I've been a mean, jealous jerk. I've always envied you for your beauty and even more for your amazing personality. You're confident, brave, smart, funny, and kind. You're amazing, my little sister. You're amazing. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Selma was jealous of my beauty? I helped her get up and hugged her tight. And for the first time, she said, I love you, Maya. I truly do. I'm sorry about all the pain I caused you. Please forgive me. It's all right now. I forgive you, and I love you too. Ew, I think I'm gonna barf. I still think you're ugly, Maya, and I don't regret telling Noor anything. I'd choose my gorgeous BFF over you two losers any day. I can't even share a room with you anymore, Selma. You disgust me. And with that, she picked up her things and moved to the attic. Some weeks later, Layla had to make a presentation on Earth Day in front of the whole school, including some important guests like the Minister of Education. When it was her turn, she went onto the stage confidently and turned on the slideshow. But to my horror, I saw pictures of me on the screen with terrible things written about how dark and ugly I was.
Layla, what is this nonsense?
She looked as shocked as I felt. I swear, sir, I have no idea. This is not the slideshow I made. Suddenly, I spotted Noor in a corner laughing her head off. Of course it was her. Sir, I'm her sister, and I know she didn't do that. She wouldn't. It's that girl, Noor. Shut up, Maya. Who asked you to defend me? No, babe. She's right. I just hate her. And you're just so dumb. And made it so easy for me to ruin your sister. I'm the queen of this school. And no one can replace me. And imagine if it was a dark, ugly girl like her.
That's enough. I will not tolerate this awful behavior anymore. Noor, Layla, you're both expelled.
Just then, the minister rose from his seat.
Not only expelled, I'll make sure that you only get enrolled in a strict Catholic school so you can learn some manners and discipline. You're such a disgrace to this school. Bullying people for how they look? Everyone is beautiful in their own way.
The whole auditorium started to applaud as the two stormed off. By the time we got home, Mom told us that Layla had packed her bags and moved back with Dad. I think Layla and Noor got what they deserved. I won't let anyone manipulate me like they did anymore. I'm beautiful and strong, just as I am. Hi, I'm Petra from Serbia, and I have an extremely rare condition where my aging process is much slower than that of regular people. Like when I was 6 years old, I looked like a dumb 2-year-old toddler, which made people treat me like one. And things got even worse as a teenager. But before I continue, click like and subscribe. Because of my condition, my parents decided to homeschool me till I was a bit older. I only got to hang out with other kids at the playground, and I'd get picked on all the time because I looked so much smaller than everybody. Once, when I was about 8 years old, I was playing on the slides in the park when a worried-looking woman came running to me. "Sweetie, are you lost?" "No." "Oh, poor baby. Probably can't understand a thing. You must be so scared." "Do I look scared? And I'm not a baby." But she wasn't even listening to me. And before I knew it, she was calling over a policeman from the street. "We have a missing child here, officer. Please, help her find her mommy and daddy." Despite my protests, the policeman whisked me off to the station and started taking pictures of me for missing child posters. Oh my God, I know my parents' number and address. I live right across the street from the playground, and you guys kidnapped me. This was the beginning of many, many times my parents had to come get me from the police station. I finally joined school in the 7th grade. The minute I walked into the classroom, a girl elbowed me roughly and said, "I think you've lost your way, kid." Oh, if only I had $1 for every time I heard that. I would be a millionaire by now, and I wouldn't need to be in this school with dumb people like you. And with that, I pushed her aside and took my seat. When I did all the math problems correctly in the first lesson, the teacher called me over, looking all starstruck. "Wow, Petra, you're a genius." "Thanks. Why?" "Because you solved these algebra problems meant for 12-year-olds. "But I am 12 years old." The teacher just giggled and then did something I hated. She pulled my cheek. "Oh, aren't you a little cutie pie? Yes, you definitely have the mind of a 12-year-old. No matter how many times I said it, no one believed that I was actually 12. They all thought I was some kind of baby genius who'd been bumped up a few grades. Eventually, I gave up and let everyone believe I was super smart. This didn't really help me become popular or make friends, though. Jessica, the meanest girl in class, wasn't too happy because everyone thought I was the smartest, and she made sure everyone constantly made fun of me. "Does your butt look big 'cause you're wearing a diaper?" "What kind of language is that book in?" "Goo goo gaga." Another time, I was eating lunch by myself when Jessica suddenly stopped by my table. "Aw, how is the baby gonna eat all that with her little baby teeth?" Why are you this way, Jessica? What do you mean? I mean, why are you so awful to me? You're the most popular girl in class. Yeah, I know. But before you showed up out of nowhere, I was the smartest too. Fine, you're the prettiest and the smartest girl in the world. Can you leave me alone now, please? Sure. But let me mash everything for the little baby to eat first. And with that, she started pounding my food with her fist. OMG, you are such a psycho. And with that, I picked up the smushed piece of cake and flung it at her face. She picked up my glass of juice and dunked it on my head. And before we knew it, everybody joined in for fun and a full-scale food fight had broken out. We both got detention. And after that day, I found a corner in the little playpen for the kindergarten kids and basically had lunch there by myself the next 3 years. Until one day, Josh came and sat next to me. Josh had just joined our class a few weeks ago, and he was a total babe. With all the popular girls drooling all over him, I was sure he wouldn't notice someone like me, which is why I was pretty shocked to find him here.
Why do you always have lunch alone?
Is this your first time in high school? Of course, I don't expect someone like you to get it. He took my hand and looked deep into my eyes.
I don't understand why someone as adorable as you is here either.
I was so annoyed at how fast that made my heart beat. After that, Josh and I became really good friends. He'd always invite me to watch his football games and started coming over to my place for study dates. Since he'd joined so late, he needed to do a lot of catching up, and I was more than happy to help. I hated to admit it, I just had the biggest crush on him. The annual spring dance was around the corner, and it was all anyone could talk about at school. All the girls were yapping nonstop about their dresses and who they'd be going with. Of course, I was hoping Josh would ask me out, but when he didn't, I decided I didn't need to wait around like a sappy Disney princess. I'd ask him out myself. I bought tickets for the opening show of the new Avengers movie. Just as we were about to enter the theater, one of the cinema staff stopped me.
Hey, little girl. You can't go in. That's a PG-13 movie.
I'm almost 16. Here, look at my ID.
We see fake IDs all the time, kid. Sorry, but I can't let you go.
And with that, he pushed me out of line and refused to listen to me anymore. I can't believe this. Let's go then.
Go? I mean, what's the point of wasting both the tickets? We'll still have dinner together, okay?
And just like that, he turned and went inside. I was furious. I couldn't even go anywhere because he'd driven me here. When he finally came out after 3 hours, he was practically jumping with excitement.
OMG, that was epic. Iron Man snapped his fingers and died, but he saved the world.
He'd not only watched the movie without me, he'd ruined it for me completely. I thought maybe the rest of the evening would go a little better, but boy was I wrong. At the end of the meal, when the waitress brought us our fortune cookies, I looked over excitedly at Josh to open his and read the little note inside.
Will you be my date for the spring dance, Josh?
He looked up at me in complete shock.
Petra, I don't know how to say this, but, no. How could you even think that? You're more like a little sister to me. I've already asked Jessica out. Man, you've really made things awkward.
I felt so utterly crushed and stupid. I flung a glass of water in his face. I wish I could snap my fingers right now and make you disappear. And with that, I ran out of there and took the bus home. Nobody was more grateful than me when stupid high school ended and I was off to college. It wasn't too far from my town, so my parents could visit me often or come bail me out every time an officer thought I was an underage driver. Gosh, this is the 3rd time this month. Why are you police officers so dumb? Can't you see I have a real license?
She doesn't mean that, officer. Come on, sweetie, let's go.
My parents always had my back, but no one understood how frustrating it was for me to be treated like a kid all the time. Until I met Andrew. In my 2nd year at university, I took up a job as a professor's assistant for one of the courses. I knew the other students made fun of me behind my back. But one day, they went really overboard. The professor was unwell, and I was taking the class in his place. As soon as I turned my back to the board, I got hit by a dozen paper balls. I turned around to see everyone snickering. I'm your teacher. Didn't your parents teach you any respect?
You're not our teacher. You can't even reach the top of the board without standing on a stool. Go back to school, loser.
You can't behave this way with me. I want everyone who's responsible to apologize right now.
Or you'll do what? Go crying to your mommy?
I'll fail you in every single assignment. You do remember I grade them, right?
Oh no, I'm scared. Miss Petra, will you forgive me if I give you a lollipop?
That's it. Get out.
Happy to. Come on, guys, let's go. We don't need to take orders from some high school smarty pants.
And just like that, the whole class walked out. I tried to keep my cool, but when everyone had left, I burst into angry tears. Just then, I felt a gentle tap on the shoulder, and I looked up to see that it was Andrew, one of the students.
I'm really sorry about the way they treated you. I think you're really smart and beautiful.
We became friends, and soon after, we started dating. He was just the sweetest guy, and even though he looked much older than me, he was never ashamed to hold my hand in public, even if it got us weird looks. A few weeks later, I had an internship interview in another city, and Andrew offered to see me off at the airport. Just as I was leaving, he took my hand.
Good luck, babe. I hope you get it, but I'll really miss you.
And with that, he pulled me in for our first kiss. My head was still spinning with joy when suddenly I saw a few policemen walking towards us.
Sir, please move away from the kid. What's the problem, officer? We've recently had many reports of a gang kidnapping young girls, and you need to come down to the station with us to answer a few questions.
Wait, what? He's not a kidnapper. He's my boyfriend, and I'm 20 years old. The policeman didn't listen to a word we said, and we were taken down to the station. My parents had to come down again with my birth certificate and baby pictures before they finally let us go. It turned out that the people at the airport had been making videos of the whole thing, and it had gone viral on social media, with people saying all sorts of mean things about me and Andrew. And to make things worse, the company I had an interview with wasn't happy that I didn't show up, so I lost the internship too. I was beyond furious now. I took to social media myself and posted a video talking about how I'd always been discriminated against because of the way I looked. The video went viral, and I started receiving a lot of sympathy